20 he-goats, 200 ewes, and 20 rams, 30 milk camels with their coats, 40 kine and 10 bulls, 20 she-asses, and 10 foals. Now, me and the brother we had done a video on Job, how rich Job was, right? We went on there and pulled up how much does a camel cost today, how much does a goat. Now, from what Jacob was finna give Esau, the gift that he was giving him, the present that he was giving him, what he was finna hand him, it was gonna make him basically rich, you know? The president, he's gonna make his brother rich off the top. Cause you go in there, you count up how much does a goat cost or a camel. I think when we typed it up, a camel was like $55,000. Equivalent to today, a camel would be $55,000. How many camels did he give? He gave him 30. So 55 times 10 is 550,000. So he roughly had 1.6 million dollars today in camels alone. He gave him 30. A camel, if you type it in, it's around $55,000 a piece. One camel. You know? So Jacob came with good presents, man. The present that Jacob brought, shit, they making you rich out the top. You know? And it says, and you know what? That's funny. Jacob gave him that gift. He brought riches, man. Right? He brought riches, man. And our people in this society in America, when we receive something from somebody as a gift, we look for it to be expensive, don't we? If it ain't expensive, we act like we don't want it. But that's the nature of Israel and who we are, and you know, our higher state. You know, we fell from that estate that tells you in Jude, you know, we were those giants that are spoken of in the 6th chapter of Genesis, man. Not meaning giants meaning tall, but giants meaning our way of life, our stature. You know, when you go into it. And it says, let me see here. Verse 16, and he delivered them into the hand of his servants, and he drove by themselves, and said unto his servants, pass over before me, and put a space betwixt drove and drove. Drove and drove. Let me see what that is. He said put a space between drove and drove. D-R-O-V-E. I ain't read this chapter in a long time, so I'm gonna look up that word, drove. You know, okay. Genesis 32:16. Genesis 32:16. The word drove, Hebrew 57:39. The Hebrew word is idar, meaning flock, herd, herds of flocks. The muster of animals, drove a flock. So it's a muster of animals, man. So when he says put a space between drove and drove, he was saying put a space between all the flocks of animals. Don't have them all together. Right? He don't know what time Esau on. Esau could be ready to kill him and everybody and all he had. When he coming to bring riches to Esau, he coming to bring him camels and she-goats. He coming to actually bring him wealth, man. You know, but he don't know what Esau on. So, hey, he was being circumspect. You know, being careful. You know, He was playing chess. He like, hey, I'm gonna make these moves just in case he make this move. And that's how we supposed to be in the truth, man. We gotta be circumspect in these times we living in, man. Gregorio meaning to watch, man. We gotta continually watch. That's why the scriptures say watch as well as what? Pray, man. Gotta always be circumspect, man. You know? And it says, verse 17, he commanded the foremost, saying, when Esau my brother meeteth thee, and asked thee, saying, who art thou, and whither goest thou, and whose are these before thee? Question. Then thou shalt say, they be thy servant Jacob's. It is a present sent unto my lord Esau, and behold, also he is behind us. So he had them go first and present the present to Esau. Like, hey man, this is for you. All this is for you. Hey, our brother's coming. You know? And it says, hold on. Lock it. Had to spit, man. It's damn cold. It says, verse 19, and so commanded he the second and the third, and all that followed the drove, saying, on this manner shall ye speak unto Esau when ye have found him, and say ye moreover, behold, the servant Jacob is behind us, for he said, I will appease him with the presence that goeth before me. Right? He said he'll appease him with these presents, man. So, appease. But look that word of appease. Check this out. He said he's going to appease him with the presents. Appease. So, appease is, let's see here. That word is 3722, kapor, to cover, to purge, to make atonement, to make reconciliation, right? To reconcile, to make atonement. So he's sending these presents, as he's sending all of the presents first, so he can make that atonement. Hey, you know, basically, hey, if I done anything, hey, I'm sorry, shit, really? It never was his fault in the beginning. You know? Because Rebecca, the Lord had the Spirit put on Rebecca to what? Put the skin on his arm, the goat skin. He said he didn't want to do it. But it wasn't up to him. It was up to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man.
Goat skin?
You know? Yep.
What's goat skin?
He put like the goat skin on his arm. Esau was hairy. You know, to tell you in Genesis 25th chapter, Esau came out hairy all over. So he was a hairy man. Jacob was a smooth man. So when they went to, when Isaac was basically, he was going blind, he was blind before his death, he couldn't see. So he could feel. So his mama had to put the goat skin on so he could feel hairy.
Oh, okay. So
you know, like, yeah. Yeah. Because Isaac was giving Esau the blessing. But the Lord didn't want it like that. Because he told you in the Apocrypha, 2nd Ezra, 6th chapter, Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning that was followed. The whole prophecy was that he was going to be your brother, you were going to be Lord over your brother. We're not lords over Esau right now, he's over us. So that prophecy still has to take place, which is going to take place coming soon. The third World War comes. Right? It has to be that destruction has to happen. This place has to be annihilated, and Yahushua has to beam up his elect. We read in Revelation 21st chapter. And I'll get it after I read that. After I read this, I'll get that. You good? How you doing? So it says I will appease him with the presents that go before me. So he's going to try to make atonement with those presents. And it says, and afterwards I will see his face. Pre-adventure, he will accept me. Right? Pre-adventure, he will accept me. Perhaps he might accept him. That's what he's saying. I'm gonna give you these presents, man, that you know, you gonna accept me, because you last word you said that I'm gonna kill my brother Jacob. The day of my father's hand, now I will slay my brother Jacob. That was the last thing that he heard. So you know he was afraid meeting Esau. You know? That's just like Jacob today, man. They go out here to get these. When you go to get a job from Esau, go over here and you already scared when you basically go in there to get a job. You know? Because he's on top of everything. You know? And it says, verse 21, so went the present over before him, and himself lodged that night in the company. Verse 22, and he rose up that night and took his wives and his 2 women servants and his 11 sons and passed over the fort Jabbok. And he took them and sent them over the brook and sent over that he had. So he sent them on over, right? He came alone because the Lord was preparing him for this special night, right? If you read in 24, it says, you come through here. You good? Yeah, you good.
Sorry, I didn't know.
No, you good. It says, and Jacob was left alone. There wrestled a man. He wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint, right? It says, and he wrestled with him. So Jacob was wrestling with this angel, right? And the angel gave him that thorn, touched his thigh, and knocked his thigh basically out of joint. We used to always say, that's why you see Jake walking, they always got that little limp when they walk. Yeah, forefather. They always walk like they hip out of joint. That's why they walk with that little limp when they walk. They put that little dip in their stride, right? And it says, and when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh. So Jacob was going hard, you know. So Jake go hard anyway. That's in our nature to go hard. Whatever we do, we go hard. And it says, and when he saw he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. And he said, let me go for the daybreak. He said, I will not let thee go except thy bless me. So Jacob had that angel, right? He said unto him, what is thy name? He said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, right? No more Jacob. You in Genesis?
Yes.
You see where it said that right there? When I'm reading that? 27.
And
He said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. So right then, he changed his name from Jacob to Israel. When you go into that word Israel, it's a Hebrew word, Yashar-Allah. Yah meaning what? He. Shar is prince, and Allah of the power, right? And it says, for as a prince have thou power with the Most High, and with men it has prevailed. And Jacob asked him and said, tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he said, wherefore is it thou that askest after my name? Question. And he blessed him there. And Jacob called the name of the place Pino, right? And Pino means the face of God. That word Pino, that means the face of God. For I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. So he's seen him face to face, and his life was preserved. So it was all a plan of the Heavenly Father when he had Isaac bless Jacob. Now I was saying, hey, in this thing, what I was saying earlier, we have to basically be raised up out of here and come back. That's Revelations. I said I was just going to get that right quick. Revelations 21. Revelations 21. You hear me?
Revelation 21.
Yeah. Revelations 21 and 1, it says, I saw a new heaven and a new earth.